My name is Eric Liljehorn. I'm married. I have 3 kids. I've been coming to community for about 3.5, 4 years now, living in Naperville about 5. My father's a Sunday school teacher and a deacon at the church, and I grew up very involved in church, and I became a Christian, as years progressed and into my teenage years. There really was no growth there. I got further and further away from God and did my own thing, for a really long time beyond that point. I met my wife in 1989, 1990. We were married in 1995, had 3 kids. Just throughout that time, at some point, personally inside, for me, was not feeling very happy, was feeling empty, like I needed something else. At some point, I let a work relationship get too far and become the thing that was filling that void at the time, and I cheated on my wife and eventually left my wife and my 3 kids. I was with my girlfriend at the time when I first left my wife, and we were together for a few years, and we were married in 2007. At the time that I was with my second wife, there was no relationship with God. It was non-existent. So my second wife and I were married in 2007 on 7/7/7 in Las Vegas, July 30th of 2007. Not even a full month later, my wife had bad asthma and thought she was having an asthma attack, and she actually was having an allergic reaction to mold and stopped breathing for about 10 minutes, and she passed away. When that went down and everything happened, there was just this overwhelming sense of loneliness, and I turned to what I knew best, and that was hanging out at the bar with my friends and drinking. And at the time, I had a job where I was able to work from home, and I set up a wireless at the bar and worked from the bar and was there all day, every day. In February of the following year, I got arrested for DUI. It was a Thursday, like 1 o'clock in the afternoon on a day I was supposed to be at work, and blew above the limit and rolled my car in a ditch and was arrested. Having previous encounters with the law, that was going to be it for my driving. In my estimation, I would probably never drive again, and living over an hour away from my kids, life was over. The instant that I sobered up from that incident on that day was the very first time that I prayed, and truly prayed. I probably, in my entire life, really. I mean, I grew up, like I said, in a Christian household and had prayed many, many times. This was, without a doubt, the most sincere, most pleading prayer that I ever had, and it was in the Fox Lake jailhouse. And I just remember feeling overwhelmingly comfortable, like there was nothing to worry about. And I had no reason to think that. When I got home that very night, not really knowing what to do, but knowing what I just felt from that prayer, I decided to look into going to a church nearby or something. Turned out that they had a grief support group at that church at the time that was starting, within a month of the date that I walked in there. And I thought, that seems like something I should probably at least check out. And I should also include that the day that I said that prayer and felt that was February 28th of 2008, and that was the last day I drank ever. Everything that's happened since then has been really miraculous to me. I don't, some people may not see it that way, but to me it's totally miraculous. I was seeing my ex-wife quite often at the kids' football games and things like that. Started to feel like, well, maybe this is, and I prayed all the time about it for a couple weeks, literally all the time though. I didn't know. I was still living up north, pretty far away. So I went in to work and didn't work at all, and spent the next hour writing up this email to my ex-wife. Is there any possibility you'd ever think of, and I told her all of what was going on with me too, with, my walk with God and everything that was going on, and she knew a lot of that and knew that I wasn't drinking anymore, and eventually hit send on that email, and she called me like 2 minutes later. And that was exactly what God wanted me to do. No doubt. Until you have somebody forgive you like that and really, really feel it up close and personal, which I'm the most forgiven person that I know. I don't know anybody like me. I came over that night and we talked about things, and we both felt like it was worth trying for. We were hanging out and we were dating again. So it felt a little bit like 1990, but we had 3 kids at the same time, and we got married June 26, 2010. We came to community, and it was just unique to where we had been, and just felt very, I don't know, could feel the Holy Spirit working through me. When we left, we got in the car, and Laura said the same thing, that she just felt that was, where we should be, and it became our church home ever since. My son went into junior high and has been going to Stuco. I myself was baptized 3 years ago, and I was able to baptize my wife and my son on Rotary Hill last summer, which was, mind-blowing, So, really cool.